Jochen, can you tell us why EX and CX are inseparable?
So maybe shortly explain EX, employee experience, CX, client experience. So yeah, they go hand in hand. I think it's best to illustrate that with an example. If you go to a restaurant, let's say a higher end restaurant, and you feel that the staff is a bit tensed or unhappy, or they are running in the restaurant, you immediately feel that. So definitely operating in client-facing environments, you are noticed if you are not happy as an employee. There's also Virgin Atlantic from Sir Richard Branson, the owner of Virgin Atlantic, who is really focused on the employee. So his business model is first happy employee, then happy client, and then happy himself. And I think that's the basis in hospitality and should be the basis in every workflow at the end. People are the main asset of a company. You can have the machines, etc., and it's all expensive, but someone needs to operate it. It's the software, the operating software, that are the people. So it needs updates. People need updates. People need to feel well, etc., before they can perform. So I think it's the basis, in fact, to start with satisfied persons and then go further to the chain, a satisfied client and satisfied owner. I want to share also a concrete example on that, which was for a German hotel chain. So they were performing pretty bad on the client satisfaction score. They had a score about 56% client satisfaction, which was not so big for 16 hotels. We managed to increase that to 77%, which was basically a focus on the employee, giving them more liberty to interact with the guest, giving also a training framework where they, could throw out some questions to start interacting, etc. Taking more care also about the employee, because the chain was maybe run by hotel managers that were very result-oriented or figure-oriented. So you need to have also a mix of people. I don't say they are bad or good, it's just like having also in your team a mix of people who are maybe more figure-oriented, more people-oriented, who are creative, etc. So as such, it shows, in fact, this result, which was quite remarkable for us, that if you really take care of your people, if you train them well, they can perform an enormous result, going from 56 to 77% client satisfaction score in 18 months. So it's just a concrete example that illustrates.
And in hospitality, we work with humans, not with machines. So
true, exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Pierre, can you tell us something about hospitality as a company-wide mindset?
Yeah, so it's like I said, radical hospitality as a concept. It's all encompassing. It's for everybody, but it's a mindset first and foremost, and that's what we really want to talk to when we talk to our customers, to companies, is to say, the hardest work will be done on the mindset. It's on what do the people and what does the company and how does the company want to achieve things. Caring, for example, is part of the mindset. When we come back to certain examples that we gave before, this hotel chain for one, is to say, when you have certain mindsets that you fail, or in a group, this group was very good, like you said, with result-oriented managers. They were not very good at storytelling. So one of the things that we did with them is to work more on the storytelling. But this mindset, this is that, okay? It's really about, you have to want to do it, and then you have to do it, okay? But really it's about having to want to do it. So you need to find people within your organization that are good at doing things at the place that they're doing things, again, for the customer. And yes, we can talk about who is my customer. I think it's one of the questions that is coming up. But the customer is not only the person buying services or products. The customer is my next door colleague. If I treat him with respect, if I treat him well, he in turn will feel happy, and he in turn will be able to do a good service. Now, one of my previous CEOs, fantastic guy, one of the good questions that he taught me is to say, when you get bad service, and I invite everybody to ask yourself the same question, when you experience bad service or service that is not satisfying to you, look at the person and try to see if he's happy. 9 out of 10, you will probably have an indication that that person is not really happy, and therefore, cannot give back, cannot smile, cannot do a lot of things. So it is about mindset. But mindset is more than just emotions. Mindset is also, you show that you care, but what is caring is not only the big things. Caring is also the details. Caring is also, you have 3 customers, 2 of them want to spend a lot of money, the third one only wants to buy 1 single coffee today. Well, you treat him with the same kind of respect, the same kind of egars or niceties that you would treat anybody, because you never know. Tomorrow he comes back with his whole family. Car industry, I mentioned it. Retail, I mentioned it. People, today I buy one thing, I have a good experience. Tomorrow I need something else, or my budget changes and I buy more. So it is mindset. It's really, and it's a mindset that is valid for everybody. Where we struggle with companies when we work with them is when they come to us and they said, okay, we want to train the line staff. Well, first of all, training is only part of the solution. We want to look at the bigger picture and say, okay, why do you need training? And one of our messages is always also to say, if it doesn't come from the top, it's not going to work on the shop. It's from top to shop, from top floor to shop floor. If the CEO doesn't think it's important, things are not going to happen. And we talk to CEOs, we talk to CFOs, we talk to COOs. We want to talk to the level that is deciding for the company, because if they don't believe in it, it's not going to happen. And we see it a lot, sadly, that they train the line staff. Companies train the line staff. Okay, we trained so many people this year, we met our budget, we can reclaim some aid from the government because we have done our trainings, etc. But they're not really addressed the issue. The issue is, why do they need training? Is it because they don't have enough people with the right mindset? Is it because the structures are not in place, etc.? So and that's why I'm saying, or that's why the subject is hospitality as your company culture. It has to be embedded. It has to be part of who the company is or how the company wants to do things.
Which brings us to the quote, you can't ask staff to treat customers like royalty if you treat them like numbers.
Well, Ritz-Carlton, a long time ago, they said, ladies and gentlemen, serving ladies and gentlemen. That was the motto of the company Ritz-Carlton. Now, they're very famous as a hotel group, but the essence is valid. It's, we treat our staff like ladies and gentlemen, so we treat them with respect. We give them education, we give them personal development, etc. We give them opportunities, so that in turn they can treat our customers as ladies and gentlemen. There was this, in IT they say bullshit in, bullshit out. I don't like the word, but it's true. People can only give back what they have received. It's valid at home, it's valid on the work floor. And that's where we come back to saying, okay, it has to come from the top. If the CEO parks his car in the garage and doesn't say hello to anybody, how do you expect people to say hello to each other and then to their customers? I did a test myself. At some point, I was managing a operation. We had about 160 people in the staff, in the team. And we worked with an HR consultant, and she told me, a very, very good lady, and she told me, look, we'll do the test, just so that you see. Normally, I would enter my company every day, and I would do the tour of the company and say hello to people. I never talk about their jobs, but I would talk about, how's the kids, what did you do yesterday, you went to a concert, blah, blah. For 3 days in a row, I entered and I went straight from the entrance to my office, said hello to nobody. Not a word, okay? And I stayed in my office and I worked hard, doing things. it immediately started with rumors. Oh, the company is going to be sold. He's going to be fired. He has issues. Then what happens is that people go into self-preservation mode because they care. They are worried. They no longer work. So it has to come from the top again. And it was so clear to me then that whatever the captain does is reflected on the rest of the company. So if you want to talk hospitality or any principles of customer satisfaction, service excellence into a company, it has to come from the top. You cannot leave it only to the line employees.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.